We're going to get into some Lions talk. A lot of things going into the Atlanta Falcons game, obviously. Biggest news, I think, kind of going forward with this game right now is kind of the injuries. A ton of injuries on our end. And I saw the report today, the injury report for both sides. Can't remember where I saw the Atlanta one, but it looked like Atlanta only had 2 or 3 people that were injured, and most of them are back in full practice already. Yeah. And then you look at the Detroit Lions injury report, it's sitting there, you're sitting there with 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys with no practice. You're sitting there with guys limited practice in there. Starters. Yeah, I'll go through the list here real quick, and then I'll throw it to you, Broder, because you've been in the building a little bit. But Taylor Decker, no practice, ankle. Kirby Joseph, hip, no practice. David Montgomery, thigh, no practice. Emmanuel Mosley, knee, hamstring, no practice. Frank Ragnow, toe, rest. I think that's just expected. No practice.
We'll get into
Big V, no practice again. Josh Reynolds, still limited practice, but this one's we can take a little positive here, fellas.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, limited practice. He was back today
with
that toe injury. It seems like, I'm guessing tomorrow he'll be limited as well. It would be my guess. But Broder, kind of, I guess you being in the building, and I have some takeaways from that, but what are your initial takeaways seeing couple of these guys? Is there like some big names on here that you thought were going to be at practice today?
No, it's just the fact that they're all pretty big names. Like, they all are serious contributors, or guys that we are expecting to contribute. I know we expect David Montgomery. David Montgomery's going to miss. Vaitai is going to miss. Who else we got? Mosley. Mosley's one you wish we saw more this week. My guess is he doesn't play at all again this weekend, but I also believe that Frank Ragnow, he's probably out just for maintenance purposes, one of those practice days off. And my guess is Amon-Ra St. Brown, probably won't see him go through a full practice for the rest of the week. It might be one of those things.
I bet you we don't see him do a full practice for like 2 weeks.
Maybe the rest of the season.
Because of next Thursday.
And if it is turf toe that he's battling, weird we haven't even gotten a final answer, but it seems to be turf toe. That's something that might linger all year. Yeah. So it might be one of those things we see 1, maybe 2 practices out of him a week, maybe limited also, and then he performs.
The one that stood out to me the most and kind of worries me and don't know if it's going to be an issue on Sunday is this Kirby Joseph thing.
Yeah.
He's out again with the hip. I thought maybe it was just a day off. Let's get this hip right. Let's get a feeling down. I'm interested at 4 o'clock tomorrow or around that time when this injury report comes out again to see if Kirby Joseph, because the game status will be on there, I'm pretty sure, on Fridays.
Yeah.
So you'll know what's going on. I'm guessing they're not going to say he's out right away. But you just lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and obviously Tracy Walker could step up. Now, if Kirby Joseph doesn't go Sunday, I don't even know. I mean, you just lost your top 2 safeties within the week.
Please, no.
And especially, and I know this Atlanta Falcons pass game isn't something that you need to be super, super worried about. But there is Drake London. There's Kyle Pitts. They have some dudes. They got
dudes.
Yeah, and you need some safeties out there who can tackle as well. There's certain guys out there like iffy. I mean, I don't know if who I trust to go out like you. Am I crazy for thinking this?
No.
This is I'm starting to get a little nervous.
No, you're not crazy.
I'm starting to get nervous here, fellas.
Kirby Joseph, especially with the loss of CJ, Kirby Joseph becomes that more important. We need him to be the guy to get the takeaways that CJ Gardner-Johnson and him were going to split.
Yeah.
Tracy Walker's the tackler. He's the one who's going to come up and lay the wood. We need Kirby Joseph patrolling back there, picking off all the Packers quarterbacks whenever we play them, or Desmond Ridder this weekend. So you're right. My hope, and he came back into the game after he got hurt last Sunday. I hope that it's one of those things. It might be a minor injury, and they're just trying to let it get back to 100%. As long as he's in shape and can play Sunday, just give him as much rest as possible if they trust him there, especially with Gardner-Johnson out. He needs to be healthy.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Kirby Joseph was one of the guys that Dan Campbell said when he was in the press conference yesterday, and he kind of talked about there's going to be guys who end up needing more rest, so they will only be able to play they're only going to be able to play in one game, Sunday or Thursday. Pick your poison. So I think
that's an interesting
he's
thought.
One of those guys now that it's if he might not be ready for Sunday, we're going to hopefully try to get him there, and he probably won't be. And that's where I'm starting to feel that way. And then they're going to rest him to get back for Thursday because
the Packers' pass attack is a little stronger than the Falcons, who are heavy run.
And Steve Wild says Booner's acting like everything is great until today. I think everything is still great.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions, I mean, my prediction will be tomorrow, but I still think the Detroit Lions win this football game. We're just looking at, I mean, we just start off with the injury report here, Steve.
It's not often you're gonna smile and talk about Kirby Joseph maybe being injured. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, Kirby Joseph is injured. Like, what are we doing? Come on, Steve.
Just so
I
no
love
one
you,
could
Steve.
clip any of that. That was a joke.
Out of context.
I know, but he's big, and Taylor Decker, I hope too. I mean, I was hoping at the end maybe we saw him limited in practice
that
today.
was another one.
Just to get a little bit of range of motion back, a little bit of conditioning back Thursday, Friday maybe. Tomorrow he's going to be one I'm looking for as well. And Josh Reynolds, I didn't expect to see him. I don't know. Was that something? Did he get hurt in the game, or is this
I feel like he did.
I believe that was the first time this week he's been on it, or was he on it?
He was on it yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you put it up there real quick, Jen, can you throw that back up there real quick? You could see, I think it shows Tuesday and Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday. I apologize.
It's loading them boys. I got it.
No, it did say limited practice both
Wednesday
days.
and Thursday. So I don't know if it was something that he just did in the game. That's all good, Jalen. Appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know. But the Taylor Decker one too. That's another interesting one. Hopefully, maybe they're just resting him so he's 100% on Sunday. Like they're like, hey, just sit out, We don't need any issues. Like. I also did see something. I can't remember where I saw the tweet or who it was, but I did see that David Montgomery was in the building today, and whoever put it out there said that he was walking better than he was Sunday after the game. Obviously, Sunday he probably had a limp. You were in the locker room. I don't know if he had like an issue or it looked like he was hurt. Obviously, he was hurt, but didn't look right. Someone said today, I saw on Twitter, that said he was back in the building, face was around, was walking a lot better. So I think that's a positive sign. That. Imagine Thursday, David Montgomery at Lambeau Field. We need that so bad.
It's crazy. The Lions have 2 games in the next 7 days.
Yeah,
like they're going to be playing the Packers in 1 week from today. Literally. With the Falcons right in the middle of that on Sunday. That's
Sunday,
bizarre.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. A 5-day period where you have 2 football games. That is, and right now, that's the time that you get hit with the injury bug. And I guess when you get put in some of these primetime games, because in a couple weeks you have a Monday night game.
Yeah.
A couple weeks after that, you have another Thursday for Thanksgiving. So I guess when you get thrown into these primetime games, that's part of it. Is you're going to be playing in short weeks. If you get injured, you're going to have to find a way to get it done.
Nick. What you got to say?
Yeah, this Decker one really scares me because if him and Vaitai are out and we can't establish the run like we want to, it brings so much pressure on Jared Goff because he's not in his rhythm of play action and getting it out. That's what happened with the pick 6. He was pressured from that right side, and it happened. He wasn't able to wait on the route. So they really need to come back, and if not, these guys need to step up because we need to be able to run the ball for this offense to be as efficient as possible.
Especially if Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be one of those guys who's going to get more work in the run game, in between tackles. We want the 2 best tackles out there for him to run in between. So
I still do think, though, like week 2 into the like if Taylor Decker and Big V obviously is not going to be playing, but if Taylor Decker's out, you already had a week with Matt Nelson and Graham Glasgow, or at least a half a game. Mm-hmm. Graham Glasgow's the one I'm not worried about. It's Matt Nelson. Like he has already played a week in a game with that line there. I think this week will be a little bit more better and more comfortable. And Penei on the left side, he even said, like, I need a little bit more time to get comfortable there. Like, like everything you do, the movements, your hands, you're on a different. It's a little bit different. So I will have a little bit. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be like, oh, we're perfectly fine, but. Another week into it, I will feel a little bit better than what we saw last week, for sure.
Definitely. Jalen, could you play that video of Ben Johnson, who was giving his own take on how they're dealing with the injuries and his confidence going into Sunday's matchup with the Falcons?
I think we knew that these weeks were going to come. Really, any NFL season, this happens. And so that's been our challenge all the training camp, is making sure we have the right depth in place and feel really good about the guys that could potentially step up and play more snaps this week. They're guys we believe in. They've been here, and they know our system. So expect no drop-off in production.
You heard it there. He expects no drop-off in production. It is pretty monotone, but that is what you want to hear. You just want to hear, all right, we got guys that are ready to step up. We're just curious to see how much it changes the game plan, changes how he approaches it. Are we going to see more passing? Are we going to see Jared Goff aired out 40 times? Or are they going to work double as hard to get Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds, maybe Zonovan Knight into that run game?
I do have confidence in this because, like, literally, we knew these weeks were going to come. They planned for it. Brad Holmes planned for it. That's why he's got the depth that he did. When you're a championship team, you get the depth, you get the people, and you get the dudes that can play if someone gets hurt. We know that, and they have it. So it makes you feel a little bit more confident. But yes, to be able to me, establish the run. And like Nick said, you still want to get Jared Goff in that rhythm. That's why he's been so good the last 12 games. And we have a Jared Goff segment.
Yeah.
Actually, I think
Right, coming up
next.
here.
Yeah. So being able to get a guy like Jared Goff, who, little teaser, maybe top 5 quarterback stats in the NFL right now, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. You want to keep him in that rhythm. You want to make him comfortable. And it does, even if you don't establish it, I still have faith with the fact that we have Jared Goff there, that he's able to make plays and kind of run that offense, whether you establish the run or not.